So how did I do? I think I did pretty well. Alright, so I made 2 major emotional changes for this build. Okay, this sounds psychotic, but hear me out. 20 seconds? Perfectly fine for early mapping. It's fine for a lot longer than I did with it. But the damage hit you take by running duration is a big deal in 2 ways. One, okay, we're nested lists. Alright, I'm gonna keep going, pray nothing bad happens. So A, by socketing duration, you're losing damage in your links. And B, by chasing duration on your tree, you're giving up damage and survivability for longer dudes. And trust me, these are long dudes. These dudes will normally expire of unnatural causes long before the timer runs out. The timer is for the magic and rare guys, but let's be honest. Those are more of a fun, temporary buff. You shouldn't be relying on the boss spawning a perfect rare for you to slurp up. Before we talk about slurping, I gotta exit this frame. Alright, so another trap I'd fall into with this build is taking personal damage wheels. Like the axe, or sword, or two-handed mace wheel. No more. I give it up. I've forsaken the damage wheel to the bros. Come, eat from my body. We shall share in a plentiful harvest. I've embraced this build style as it always should have been. A hybrid between melee and minion. What? Is something behind me? I'm just... The league mechanic. Alright, let's get one thing straight. This league mechanic feels rough. Pre-release, there's a Bex post saying that it isn't even coming to standard after this league, which gave me hope that it'd be overpowered. But I think after playing it, I realized why they think it's not worth the addition. From my perspective, as I'll try it until I hate it at League Mechanic Enjoyer, I don't hate this one. Yet, the rewards are shockingly bad, like some of the worst money per hour I've seen. However, the idea of the mechanic is great, the execution is real rough. Let's talk about supplementary mechanics. Yeah, I know, this video was supposed to be about dominating blow. Skip to this time code if you want to hear me talk about that, but the video is basically written 3 hours before it goes live. I am in peril. Supplementary mechanics. When you have to manage something other than your life and mana and energy shield. This league we got Resolve, which stands in for life as the number of times you can get hit. That's fine. The monsters in this mechanic basically don't really kill you, but in exchange, you can still lose. I like the concept of this, but a big problem. The guys they picked for the clear and dodgeable damage team are fucking awful. The teleporting sword guy has more in common with the blade dancer from Weird RPG, and that guy was barely manageable with the ability to become invincible when I dodge. Okay, we're pacing down. I don't know how they're gonna fix it. I'm a game designer, but I'm not paid to do it. But what I do know is, the visuals for the incoming damage are supposed to be extremely important for this mechanic. But they don't have what they need to be really obvious. You need a guy who draws big, obvious circles that extend over the heads of your minions so I can at least understand where the damage is coming from. Or, give me a practice room. I'll get good at dodging these people on a fundamental level, but dealing with them in a 2v1 is just a little much. What else? I guess the afflictions are a big problem, but honestly just read? I don't consider them an issue. They're detrimental effects, but you can just plan around them. I feel like if you're bumbling from room to room and collecting 3,000 cases of Ligma and Lumbango, then yeah, you're just bad. They gave us a give up button if the dungeon becomes unwinnable. Man, what was this video about? Oh, dominating blow, let's go! So the plan tree versus the real tree. Well, I planned to get resolute techniques and ended up avoiding it. The aura effect from precision combined with just flat accuracy on my gear means I'm hitting perfectly fine. I went north to get attack speed and some survivability for my minions because unfortunately my minions attack so fast that I couldn't get my mace to connect with the rares before they beat them up. Ended up not getting the attack wheel, so no plus nearby strike. Also, I didn't pick up the Can't Be Stunned. I'm still rocking the Can't Be Stunned recently God passive. Ascendancy is the same. My last pick will be Reduced Curse Effect and Regen. I don't intend to reserve my life, so I don't need Radiant Faith, and the 80% reduced curse effect combined with the curse reduction on my tree makes me unaffected to most curses. Oh yeah, and I reached for the duration node as well. I can't stop myself, dude. Plus the duration socket makes them last like 40 seconds, and that's pretty sick. So in my opinion, should you league start dominating blow? Still no, this skill is insanely rough. Playing hybrid characters is basically asking for trouble. Did I have a good time? Hell yeah, I did. The changes they did to rares mean they're much more killable than before, and you get much more saner bonuses. Long gone were the days of infinite minions or random auras, but with behead support in these modern rares we get well-rounded and strong rares that usually have fun mechanics. We'll never be as strong as the old days, turning a whole map into our thralls, but I think we're definitely in a good place.